Hey guys, my name is Venki, and today we are going to discuss about one of the very important interview question, which is a scope of the spring bean. Okay, so there are basically five different type of spring bean scopes are available. So before proceeding that, I just wanted to switch to my whiteboard, and I'll let you know what is basically a scope. Then we'll definitely going to cover about what is kind of spring, what are the different spring boot scopes are. So before understanding what is a scope, okay, I would say a scope is a capacity, or you can say it's a boundary. Okay, so suppose that it's a CM. There is a hierarchy, district magistrate, which have a capacity of to handle a city. Means it's if he is empowered to handle a particular city. Okay, but a CM who governs entire state. Okay, so his power or his capacity of handling rules and regulation is around his state. But if you talked about Prime Minister or Modi, so these are specifically governed a whole, you can say, entire country. So but it's like that. It's PM is accessible, is have the power to state, and state CM has the power to city, but reverse is not true. So that is all about the scope is all about. Let me give you an example. Suppose that these are the three circles. Okay, if we have defined one object over here, so it could be accessible till down, but reverse is not true. It's an obj2, which scope is still over here, and let's say obj3, whose scope is still over here. Okay, so guys, actually the spring basically provide five kind of basically the scopes. First is Singleton. Second is a prototype. Third is request. Fourth is session. And fifth is global session. Okay, so Singleton, as we know by the Singleton design pattern, it's the same. It doesn't depend upon the number of the time you access it. You'll get the same reference every time. Suppose that one object is being created over there, and you have made R1, R2, and R3 requests, and you'll get the same reference with the same kind of data. Okay, what's the prototype? Okay, suppose that you have requested for R2, R3, R4, and R5. Okay, these are the requests. You would get the same data, but for each data, you would get a newly initialized object. Okay, so metadata is the same, means metadata. If you talk about the data, okay, this information is exactly the same, but the number of time you are going to access it, it would be different object references altogether. In a better way, it's a different altogether a memory location. So this reference is different from this reference is different from this, and this reference is different from this. Okay, so it means in request, what we are going to request is per session, sorry, per request. So by the time your particular request, HTTP request is valid, its scope is also valid. For example, it first hit the controller, then service layer, then repository layer, and it go response to again service layer, and then controller, and going back to our for the end user. So this is the scope of a request. Okay, session is by the time your session is active. Session means if you have a user and which establish a session, or until and unless user doesn't logged out, okay, it will be the valid for that particular session. Okay, or okay, global session is something which is related with a kind of portlets, where these are the small Windows, and this particular, you can say, values is available or applicable for all. So that is used specifically in the portlets. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much. Take care.